Hey there, this is Tina with Content Creators Club, and I'm super excited to do this deep dive on our newsletter issue talking about the one mindset shift that 15 times my income as a creator. So, if you haven't already gone so, make sure you grab the freebie in the button or description below this video because I definitely think it's going to help you in your creator journey. But with that being said, let's kind of go ahead and dive deep into this newsletter issue, right? And so I really kind of want to set the stage here. And when I say this with with a genuine experience, right? But the internet, in my opinion, has this weird way of creating distance, right? And when I say distance, it's kind of tends to be a lot of you versus them mentality, right? Like, for example, you may feel like if you're not hitting $10,000 a month in your business, or if you're not making $1 million run rate every single year in your business, then like you're not doing well. And what I say, this distance, it can be damaging, right? Because you always want to succeed, but at what cost is that success, right? And so by creating this you versus them mentality, it definitely makes you feel like you're behind and you're not doing well. And so while it makes you feel like you're not doing as well, there's a small part of you that wants to be part of that them, right? Wants to be part of the inner circle, wants to be recognized as an expert in your field, and it's totally okay for you to want those things. But maybe you've kind of realized that you've barely hit the mark, right? You're not at the place where you want to be. You're not at the follower count, bank account number, subscriber count number, and you're just feeling like shit, honestly. And so I want to tell you, like, very honestly, like, if you're feeling that distance, you're not alone. I've definitely been in this, online space for over 5 years, and I've barely hit the mark one too many times. And, there comes to a point where, like, you need to ask yourself, like, why am I continuing to feel like shit? And the thing is that you don't need to feel like shit. Nobody, you do not need to ask for permission to not feel like shit. And what I mean by that is that you are able to get yourself out of that route, to get yourself out of that distance, and in some ways block out that distance. Ask yourself, like, what is the mindset that I need to adopt in order to, get to my own level? Forget them. Talk about you. What is your next level in your life, in your business that you want to get to? What is the mindset of that person in order for you to get there? Right. And so I have kind of like adopted over the years a better mindset that has allowed me to 15 times my revenue, decrease my expenses by 25%, and increase a fucking 100% of my happiness because honestly, I am not bothered by anyone else's journey but mine, right? And so the better mindset that I'm really diving deep here is that the goal is not for you to have more goals, but another thing is that goals shouldn't be to-do lists, right? Goals should serve as a direction, but it is not the end all be all, right? So like what I mentioned earlier about like at what cost does it cost you in order for you to get to your goals? Like it shouldn't cost your mental sanity, it shouldn't cost your mortgage, it shouldn't cost, you know, all these things that cause you to burn out in order for you to hit your goals, right? And so this is where I've kind of realized that in order for me to get to where I want to be in my own journey, I've actually had to simplify a lot. And so this is where I say like goals are not to-do lists. It's really a direction, right? So when I say simplify, I'm talking about doing two things. One, ask yourself if this goal is even yours. And I say this with love, but truthfully, a lot of times the goals that we have are not ours. They are somebody else's goals that we've adopted. And when I say that, I mean, why do you want to hit $10,000 a month? Well, Jimmy over there made $10,000 a month, so I want to be like Jimmy. That is not a good enough reason for you to have a goal, right? I want you to dig deeper and ask yourself, like, what is truly the goal? Well, the goal for me is probably to quit my job and be able to, rely on my income. Maybe that's your new goal, right? And so when you identify, like, what is the purpose behind the goal, you're identifying a reason for you to continue working towards it, right? Because you don't want to, being like Jimmy is not a goal. Being Tina or being yourself is the goal, right? And when you ask yourself, why is it that I really want to accomplish this thing? Well, if you say freedom, what does that freedom look like? Okay, based on that, what that looks like, maybe you only need to hit $5,000 a month to accomplish that, right? To get your financial freedom number is maybe $5,000 a month. Maybe that's more of a realistic goal that you can work towards rather than, adopting Jimmy's goal, right? And so this is the other layer of, this mindset shift is that when it comes to goals, again, they serve as directions, but they're not the end all be all. And this is really hard. Like I can say that it's not been easy for me, but like if you want to do something that you've never accomplished or that you've never done before, then you kind of need to have a new mindset and adopt something new. But part of you also needs to kind of let go of the goal, but more importantly, let go of the timeline. Again, I'm not saying it's easy, it's definitely hard, but what that allows you to do is it allows you to have the goal of direction, but you're not going to beat yourself up if you don't meet the timeline, right? A perfect example of this is last year I wanted to buy an apartment building. I thought I was going to get that building in 2 months. Only Lord knows that did not happen, right? It took me a very long time, but because I didn't get my house in 2 months, I felt like I was a failure because I was so stuck to the timeline, right? I need to ask myself, well, what is the goal? Well, the goal is that I want to have financial security. I want to have housing security, right? And so when you let go of the timeline, you're like, okay, you don't drop all the habits, you keep the habits up, but you're still able to get to the goal. And if it comes within the year, great. If it doesn't come within the year, then it becomes a longer goal. That's fine as well, right? And so again, these are the things that have allowed me to create a better mindset. But this mindset, those two things of letting go of the timeline and asking myself, is this my goal, has truly allowed me to adopt the habits to get to where I am today. And I think it's really important to kind of walk you through that, right? So if you haven't already done so, make sure you grab the freebie with the button or the description below. I also want to let you know that I am accepting founding members for our collab monthly membership. So I'm super excited to walk through that. But basically, like if you're someone who wants to grow your email list without relying on social media or paid ads and you want to leverage collaborations, then this monthly membership is going to allow you to be able to find all the collaboration opportunities in one email a month so that you can get to collaborating. But anyways, super excited to see you in the next video, and like this video if you're on YouTube, and stay tuned for the next one. Bye.